get this far, but they knew by the time they were a certain age, like 8 or 9, that when we checked into a hotel on vacation, they knew that whatever room we were given was only the first room. They didn't even unpack their bag after a few years. They would put the bag in the room and say, Dad, we'll be back in a while. Let us know what room you're actually going to be in. Because inevitably, the first room was no good. It's what hotels do to families. They hate families. There's a secret. They hate families. They hate traditional families. And inevitably, the snotty bell clerk or whoever it was, desk guy, they always gave us a room either next to construction. I would call from thousands of miles away. Is it a quiet room? Yes, sir. Is there any ongoing construction? No, sir. Have you sprayed the room with pesticides, perfume, or any other pungent components before we get there because we all don't want to? No, sir. We understand it's a scent-free room. Anything else, sir? Whatever you ask for, they give you the opposite. So I'd get there. Next door would be heavy construction with a pile going in right out the window. The room would have been sprayed by somebody from another country for whom a room must smell like a cat house in Tijuana on a July day. And, of course, and then to top it all off, there'd usually be some kind of stain of a bodily fluid underneath the bed cover when you pulled back. That happened to me, I swear to you. I told you about it. We went to Cancun last winter. End room, good air, everything fine. Bed cover, it looked like the horse's head from The Godfather had been removed prior to my arrival. Is there any wonder I moved? Savage.
Hi, we are Armstrong and Getty. We're on every weekday morning from 6 to 10.
He is a national treasure. He is Dr. Savage on Talk 910 KNEW.
Now let's go to the callers. Fort Lauderdale, Michael, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Dr. Savage, you're not the only one who lives by that code of complaining. You are like a carbon copy of listening to my dear old dad. And it's like
all right, now, but here, okay, I accept it. I'm an older guy in radio. In fact, I'm probably at this point the most senior member of the talk radio clan, even though we all hate each other and are jealous of each other. I am the most senior member. But do you find it bad radio or good radio to listen to my problems?
I find it wonderful and captivating because it brings up just so many wonderful memories and of my relatives from the Bronx and family vacations that turned to misery and lousy hotels. Oh, it's like
your family vacations that turned to misery. That is such. Why does that make me happy? What's wrong with me?
I don't know, but, you know, I've been in many a room. I was Williamsburg, Virginia. We were baited and switched where we got a bum room next to a railroad track. And my
and I'll bet when you called in advance, you told them quiet room, and they said, yes, sir, right?
Oh, absolutely. It was, you know, it was the second coming of Valhalla, and we ended up in some podunk flea bag motel. It was.
Oh, so in other words, my complaints, although they're kind of tiresome, they're actually real, and you like listening to them because they're based on reality.
Affectionately, and my family revert to them as my father's observations. They're no longer.
So when your father took you on vacation, you changed rooms a couple of times each trip?
We changed hotels.
Oh, he was a step ahead of me.
Oh, he's.
I didn't have the gumption to take the kids to another whole building. Although I was close to it a few times. What was your father like in a restaurant? How many tables a night?
I was just going to get to that. How about this? He's the kind of guy that would be barking out rebuttals to these New England ponytail, Oxford shirt-wearing liberals. He'd be behind.
What do you mean? What do you mean? He would listen to them at other tables?
Oh, he would eavesdrop, and then he would chime in something. He would return.
Oh, so he would actually take them on at the other table.
Okay, here's the priceless story. You'll get a kick out of this. We're in a supermarket parking lot. A kind of a young man's car drives by with that South Beach techno music blaring. There's the person in the passenger car has long hair. So my father says, "Hey, lady, you're a little old to be playing that kind of music, aren't you?" Well, anyway, the car parks, and out gets this Fabio-looking man.
Oh, a muscular guy with long hair. Here it comes.
Yeah. So the South Boston Irish came out of my father, and it was a sight to behold.
Well, what happened? Now you got me on the edge of my seat. What happened?
They exchanged words, and in order to make the peace, my father didn't know really how to do it, so he bought him a flower. He said, "Because I don't know what to make of you." So he bought him a
Yeah, but the guy didn't take a swing at your father. He probably knew your father was just a guy with strong opinions and guts.
My father's a tough South Boston Irish guy. Cop for 25 years, Vietnam veteran. He doesn't take lip service.
Yeah, but wait a minute. In his 60s, he could have gotten his butt whipped by the young Fabio, right?
Oh, absolutely not. My father.
What do you mean? Your father could have beaten up the Fabio character?
My father scares the death out of me, and I'm a grown man.
Oh, you mean your father's still with us?
Yes, my father's. I have the pleasure of my company of my father routinely. Thank God.
You're a lucky man. Oh, you're lucky that he's still living.
And again, I want to thank you for just bringing me down with those memories and just all the guys from New York.
Let me ask you, Michael. The weather in Fort Lauderdale has been very rainy in the last few months, right? It's on and off every day.
On and off every day, 3 o'clock, like clockwork. And my summer baseball program, we're getting rained out. Because
I'm planning on going to Florida soon. I know in the summer. Why? Because the water's 85 degrees. That's why. But the rain is keeping me away.
I would love to take you tarpon fishing.
Yeah, it'll be a one-way trip. It's a Sicilian fishing trip, a one-way trip, huh?
Absolutely not. I would love to take you into some pristine country and the back country and teach you how to fish for tarpon and bowfish and be in places.
That's amazing. So you do the real McCoy. What kind of boat do you use?
I use a Hughes, 19-foot flat skiff with a tunnel hull, so I don't.
Oh, you're a real fisherman.
I moved down here from Boston specifically.
Yeah, and you thought you were getting away from the liberals, huh?
No, I moved into liberal central.
Yes.
Thank God
Fort Lauderdale. The whole area of South Florida is so communistic, it's frightening. No, except for the Cubans. And by the way, the young Cubans are already twisted in their brains. They're half Castroites.
Actually, you know what? The Cubans down here, every one of them in their shops has an American flag. Every one of them.
Yes, the older Cubans are patriotic, rock-rib conservatives. The younger ones have been brainwashed by America.
Children I teach, Dr. Savage, they are wonderful. They are patriots. They get it. They listen to their grandmothers and grandfathers about the Russian shoes and the guys being yanked out of their houses for saying the wrong thing and a chivato on every corner. They get it. And the kids that I teach are wonderful.
What do you teach, Michael?
I teach mathematics.
Oh, God bless you. Yep. Well, they don't make him like your father anymore. Hey, Michael, did you read that story of the cop from the Bronx, the detective for 22 years, and what happened to him with that punk, the kid who shot someone in an elevator in the face?
Yeah, and then I want to know how the kid got an MP3 player into the interrogation room.
All right. Now, I talked about this last night at home, and you know what the smartest woman in the world told me? She said someone set that detective up inside the police station. In other words, if they frisked the punk after finding him, and it was a slam-dunk case, then they send a detective in. What was he, like a Serpico? He was one of these honest cops just doing his job, and the other guys in the department were on the take? Because they should have gotten that MP3 player out of his pocket.
Absolutely. Mrs. S is very insightful, Dr. Savage.
Well, all right. So somebody set that cop up. But I want to say on this show, Michael, if they take the cop down and take away his pension, I'm going to make a contribution. I'm going to do a defense fund for him.
We'll put it up on the website. I'll chip in.
God bless, Michael. Wait, hold on. Michael, stay on the line. I want to send you a free copy of Psychological Nudity for yourself and your children and your dad for the week. What a great caller that is. I'll be right back.
Your money, your life. How to make sense of it all. I'm Rob Black. Join me weekday mornings at 10 on Talk 910.
Ann Arbor, Michigan. Joe, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Michael, you would go absolutely stir crazy if you didn't live in such a liberal town. I moved from Ann Arbor, which is like mini Leningrad, to a little village called Dexter, about 10 miles west. And I go to Ann Arbor daily. It's like going to a trip to the zoo. I see the freak show.
Yeah.
And
yes. You have to look at the Obama bumper sticker, Prius driving freak liars, hypocrites from hell.
I saw a bumper sticker the other day that said, "I'm already against the next war."
That's nice. Yeah, they're already against everything, aren't they? Except, well, let's leave it at that. Look, the fact of the matter is, I have people say to me, why do you live in such a liberal city if you have such distemper with it? And I say, I am reminded of what Voltaire, the great French writer, said, is that he lives in Paris in order to document their foibles. In other words, how could he write about the foibles of the Parisian of his time if he didn't live around them?
Exactly. Cannon fodder.
Well, I wouldn't say cannon fodder. I'd say grist for the mill.
Well, there you go.
Enjoy Ann Arbor. Go have a double Frappuccino espresso with beans raised at 4,600 feet with distilled water and cows that are raised on the moon. You ever hear them go into a coffee shop? It's not like your father says, give me a cup of coffee. Have you ever heard these people, how sick they are when it comes to a coffee?